This video is going to show you some solo gameplay at 450 power, running a 500 power activity, the maximum power activity that we can actually run for D2 Science. The initial clips you saw was me getting tier 5 loot from different sources. Number 1, Crucible. When you're 450 power, which as you can see I am, when you're 450 power, tier 5 loot will rain from PvP basically. And it will show you that that is the case. B+ rating, you will then get, your tier 5 loot, but only these items. So it's the last discipline set. It's not Tech Seg, it's not Bushido. It's last discipline, right? Last discipline set, I haven't tested it yet, but obviously, it would have been handy to have Tech Seg at tier 5 and Bushido at tier 5 as well. And no retrograde, right? No retrograde from here. So Mint retrograde is locked behind Pinnacle Ops, and Pinnacle Ops is, well, if we have a look at the engram again, you'll see at 450 power, once we go through the grades, it's still tier 4, right? So that Mint retrograded tier 5 is still locked behind a 5% drop chance. Yes, Conquest Delve automatically gives you tier 5, but that's not the point. You can't farm retrograde tier 5 rules like you would want to or hope to. It's a 5% drop chance, which isn't a very good farm, right? So the Portal and Pinnacle Ops is locked to tier 4 for the time being. So right now we got the Crucible, which is raining tier 5, which is extremely useful, and Kepler. So you got your weekly Kepler missions, which when you do these, especially at my power, I'm going to get tier 5 drops from them. I think it's only one completion per week, one drop, you get the tier 5 guaranteed, and then after that it's RNG, I think. I don't know 100%. But you want to load Kepler up, and there are buffs to pick up from Kepler. Pick up those buffs that give you a bonus to extra tier armor. When you get that, you can then come down to this area, I believe it's the Singularity area, I think it's called, which you'll have saw the footage, and you just keep killing the Vex enemies, and cause they're orange bars, I think seem to have a higher chance just to get a drop of what you are entitled to. And because I picked up the buffs, I'm entitled to tier 5 armor, so I can farm tier 5 armor and weapons from Kepler here. I can do that here, right? So that is extremely useful. The Sieve is still dropping tier 4 armor, even at 450 power for me. I don't know why that is, but it is. Yeah, that's some benefits. But now what I want to do and come on to is I'm first class Seaman Caldera Lieutenant, and we're going to run a 500 power Caldera for sciences, for rocket scientists, and we're going to see what it's like and what loot I get. You can work out what I get, but let's just see what it's like for a number of things. So if we come down to the first column, challenge modifiers, there's +20 and there's +10. So for this, I want to run the maximum card that is possible, and that is putting +20s. So there are 4 +20s possible. After that, there are no more +20s. This is adding +20 combatant power. It's also adding challenge multiplier. So I just put on all the +20s. Right, boom, 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 boom. That's 4. And then the remainder, I run 2 +10s. Now I could have made this easier and run Arc Hunger or Strand Hunger, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to show you what does a 500 power card look like at the very least. Because I don't think anyone's got a video up showing you this. Well, there probably has, but I haven't seen one, right? So I'm like, let's just get a video up and show you what it looks like. So yeah, I'm not running hunger mods. It's on purpose because it would just trivialize the whole thing if I did. Hunger mods are OP, they are. Now, I could get the challenge score higher. Now, I'm running a 500 power card. That's the goal. I don't want to run no HUD, no starting ammo, brawn. That will increase the scorecard, but I'm easily going to get A grade very easy because of how high the card is anyways. And no HUD is a massive nuisance to me. The only time I use no HUD is when I want to make a thumbnail for YT. That is it. I'm not running no HUD. You're going to have to force me to run no HUD. I'm not running this stuff. I just want to run a 500 power card. And I want to see what it's like. I ran no green buffs. None. Although accelerated special surge is up this week. I don't know what the damage bonus is to this. Increased special weapon damage and ammo drops. I don't know what it is. I haven't tested it. If somebody knows, let us know. I guess it's 20%. But I am just guessing. I have no clue what this buff is. They just put this buff this week and didn't say anything about it. I don't know what the buff is, but it's obviously very good for what we're doing because I've got Min Retrograde on. Yeah, I ran no buffs because obviously we're not. There's no point. Yeah, we just want to see what a 500 power card is with no buffs. But I could definitely have done that. I could have run 3 green buffs. Look at that. Easily could have done. But obviously for the video, no. So I'm running maximum power deficit for this. We are at 450 power because it's 450 power gameplay. Let's run through what it's got. Rage and Avalanche Banes, difficult solar threat, match game. The old GM loyalist Vanguard veterans are back and match game is in. And yep, we're running it. We're running it. Match game kings come back. This is the 2 end game modifier. Slow and small. This is a very poor mod actually. It's on. I've put it on. Vex Shocker and Chill Touch. So those are the mods. I'm running my 450 power Yunoia build. And we are just running all tier 5 stuff and all tier 5 weapons. So I got my Mint Retrograde. This was from Conquest Delve. Guaranteed drop. Rewind bait. We're running a Ahab Char. Heal Clip. Burning Ambition. Best roll you can get. This AR is unreally strong. Unreal. It's just that powerful. It's just that powerful. The reason why it is because the 720 RPM auto rifle gives you more burning ambition because it's a fast rate of fire weapon. Yeah, and then finally I'm using my unwavering duty also with burning ambition, right? Yeah, I'm using my Yunoia build. Armor mods, does it matter? Not too much. I can give you a dim link for Yunoia, I suppose, but I've been spamming Yunoia for a while now, right? Obviously, I'm running the Solstice pieces, so I get the 4-piece. That's why I did farm out my Solstice gear just before it went, because on Warlock it's dead important. The Solstice armor is very important on Warlock, and a bit on Titan as well. On Hunter, maybe not as much. I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, I guess you can... It works on all builds, man. It works on Prismatic as well. Let's not forget that, you know. It's not just solar builds that you can sort of take advantage of the Solstice set. Artifact mods, I have no clue what I ran. Let's just see what we did run. Range, Shrapnel, Shield Crush, Elemental Daze, Fever and Chill. You know, that's just what I ran, right? But yeah, that is what I ran. Oh, finally, build Song of Flame, Phoenix Dive, Celestial Fire, Healing Nade, Helion, Touch of Flame, Fragments are Solace, Ashes, Torches, and Empyrean. So that's the build I ran for this 500 power card. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, so here is the maximum card that you can run. We're doing it on Caldera, as I said. 500 power, difficulty, mission, lost sector, whatever you want to call it nowadays. And just let's test a few things on this. I'm not just going to speed through it. I'm going to test a few things. Objectives, I'll do a few of them first, but I do have 10 ability takedowns to complete. I still need to complete that additional objective, which actually, in actual fact, is good RNG right now because it's just ability takedowns. It's 10, so it's not too much. So I know that there's always 2 overloads here in Caldera, and experienced Caldera C miners will know this. Well, I'm going to kill them to see if they give me tier 5. Let's just check it. Let's check it. Elemental Daze, Overload, Ahab Char. Just look at the deceptive. Look at what we're doing to these champs, right? We'll just keep stunning them, keep getting my burning ambition, my Helion, and all that stuff going on. Let's get rid of this first guy. Let's just see what they drop. Let's see it. What does he drop? What does that young fella drop? Nothing. First Overload drops nothing for science. All right. Let's do a bit of bait and switch. See the damage. Look at the damage now. They're tanky enough, mind. They passed the test in terms of, are they tanky enough? Yeah, they are, yeah. They are quite tanky for sure, so that's top marks for his health. But in terms of loot, 118 glimmer. There you go, the D2's rocket scientists. 118 glimmer you get for those 2 overloads. I need to do my ability takedowns. I'm going to do some of them now. Let's just see what it's like. Let's just see what match game he's like as well. Match game shields, ooh. Naughty shields those. That's a nasty harpy. Very naughty harpies there, clustered in a gang. It's a gang of them. Up to no good. I need to get my ability takedown kills, so I'm doing a bit of melee, a bit of Helion to get that, but my god, are we struggling for our lives just to get 10 ability kill downs here? Dang, this is 500 power. This is 500 power activity for you. This is what it is. But yeah, that's fine. We are just reviewing the combatants as well. How hard are we getting hit in this? I've got double solar resist on, and it's difficult solar threat. They're hitting me reasonably hard. Oh, a damn Riven spawns. Let's just use super. Let's see what super damage is. That's just tier 100 super, by the way. Man, it's those match game shields are tanking my super. This Riven is as well. Damn, they're tanky. They're probably not mythic campaign tanky. But they're definitely, you know, they're definitely tanky. For sure. So we'll go for the 3rd mound. We'll just get this over with now. My god, after all that gameplay there, we're only on 5 ability takedowns. Jeez. I got full special. There's a heavy pack back there. I'll get it on the way back. I end up getting it on the way back. If you didn't know, there is some sort of secret where if you're 40 or 50 power under, you get more ammo crates in the run. Whereas if you run a card at power, those crates disappear. Have you noticed that mechanic? I think there's maybe only me that's noticed that, but that is true. If you run a card, say you're 400 power, and you run a GM at 400 power, the additional ammo crates are less frequent and are more rare. Whereas on a 40 power or even 50 power undercard, the game throws special crates at you. So there's a little secret mechanic there that's under the hood that does not get explained on the card, but it is a thing. You get much more crates when you run an actual GM. And when we say an actual GM, we're talking minus 40 or minus 50 power under. If you're playing a GM at minus 10 under, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Minus 20, nothing wrong with that. Minus 30, okay, medium difficulty, maybe not even that. Minus 40 power is where the actual GM begins. A Grandmaster of something will begin at minus 40. Then it scales from there from minus 50 to minus 60. And then if you go above minus 60, my god, you will then turn every single red bar in the game into champion health pools. So people are on about like, oh, the game's easy and stuff. Well, Bungie's give you license to make it as hard as you want, and nobody's raising their hands up saying, yeah, I want that. I want every red bar to have unstoppable champion health. And none of you are raising your hands. There's only me raising my hand. Yeah, I'll have a go at that. No one else is saying it. Because that's an actual mechanic. When you get to minus 70 and minus 80 powers under a card, the game becomes extreme bullet sponge. Like worse than Kepler, worse than Mythic Kepler. It does. I've tested it. That's a video for a future date, by the way. Exactly what I'm on about to you. That's a video for a future date. Look at this damage. Ah, now then, he's having his revenge. This Factium Persecutor Precursor Vex Harpy has been melted a million times since Edge of Fate. Now he's not getting melted. I'm doing bells and whistles damage to him, and I haven't even done one cycle. Man, the tables have turned. So minus 50 under, man, you've got to think about damage much more. Like much, you know, you can't just sort of turn your brain off entirely. You've got to be like, wow, he's just tanked a lot. 6-7 bait and switch retrograde shots, which is absolute, like, the best weapon in the game, basically. Like, that's crazy. Okay, we'll just do our mechanics as we've been doing. Shoot the boxes. Let's get rid of these 2 goblins. and then Final Box. I've got a super to use, but I want to really use it on final phase, so I'll just do my bait and switch Helion damage. That's just what we're going to do. Helion damage, bait and switch, some ignition, some burning ambition. Look at the damage. Look at that damage, man. You know, it ain't that brilliant, you know, even though that we're throwing everything at him. So he's tank. This is the S plus Caldera Kings for the C minor Kings, right? Sign up today. We want you type thing. Yeah, there you go. Who's putting their hands up saying I want to run a 500 power card? There's only me that's doing it. Where are you lot at with it? You can't just say the game's too easy and then not try the hardest difficulty, can you? You've got to try before you buy type thing. Get rid of the final boxes. I've got super to burn. Now I've done my additional objective. I'm 8501 score, so I'm allowed to just kill him now and get my A grade score, which I definitely do get my A grade score in this. So I'm just going to pop a super here. The hands are chilling me. Look at the damage we're doing. Man, it's not that brilliant, is it? It's not that brilliant of damage. No special left neither. So not even one Song of Flames sent him on his final phase, which is absolutely crazy. It is. It's just crazy. And we've got Radiant spam. Helion spam. We've got all the single target damage in the world. But anyways, we finish him off. He drops a tier 4 sniper. There you go. And he drops a core. 1 masterwork core. 1 tier 4 sniper. And we get 4 pieces of tier 4 tech sec. At tier 4, not tier 5. That's the D2 Science 500 power card run done. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.